A single memo, hidden for 67 years, and now, in 2026, it's finally in the public eye. That memo, dated spring of 1958, was written before Pope Pius XII even died, before Vatican II even began, and it contains a step-by-step blueprint to change the Mass from a sacrifice into a meal. If you've ever wondered why the altars were ripped out, why the offertory prayers disappeared, or why Catholics today are walking away in droves, this is where it started. In 2025, a series of private correspondence and hidden directives from the Vatican's Sacred Congregation of Rites were leaked to researchers. The documents, now verified by scholars at the Pontifical Liturgical Institute, reveal a coordinated effort led by one man, Archbishop Annibale Bugnini. Bugnini, the secretary of the Preparatory Commission, had already drafted a secret memorandum in early 1958. According to the leaked transcripts, his goal was nothing less than to reorient the Roman Rite toward a pastoral, communal model, a coded phrase for dismantling the theology of sacrifice. The memo explicitly states that changes should begin before the council, so that when the council fathers gathered, the new direction would already feel inevitable. One of the 1958 directives mandated the physical removal of high altars in favor of a freestanding table. The leaked documents include a private admission. The altar must no longer be seen as a place of propitiatory sacrifice, but as a table of fraternal gathering. To achieve this, Bugnini's team targeted the offertory prayers. The memo calls them excessively repetitive and sacrificial in tone. The strategy was to suppress them quietly, replacing them with a simple table-setting gesture. One Italian pastor, whose parish archives still holds the original 1958 implementation letter, told Catholic Herald in 2025, "We were told to remove the high altar for the people's benefit. No one asked the people. Within 3 years, the crucifix was gone from the center." But the most chilling part of the memo is its use of the vernacular. Bugnini wrote that the Latin language preserves a mystique that must be stripped away if the faithful are to see the priest as a presider rather than a mediator. The 1958 blueprint also included simplified rubrics, vestments reduced, gestures minimized, to make the Mass resemble common Protestant services, as one internal note put it. Here's the human cost. I spoke with a woman named Diane from Ohio. She grew up in the 1960s and remembers the sudden changes. She told me, one week we had a beautiful high altar with a crucifix. The next week it was a wooden table and the priest facing us. My mother cried. No one explained why. For decades, we've been told the liturgical reform was an organic development of Vatican II, but the 2025 archives prove otherwise. The documents show that traditionalist voices, Cardinals Ottaviani, Bacci, and others, were systematically sidelined before the council even opened. Bugnini's correspondence includes a list of obstructionist prelates to be kept off key committees. The timeline was precision-engineered. The 1958 memo set deadlines. By 1962, introduce the freestanding altar. By 1965, implement the vernacular. By 1969, release a completely reformed missal. And it happened exactly as written. So what's the result? In 2026, the Center for Applied Research in the Apostolate, CARA, reported that global weekly Mass attendance has fallen below 15% in traditionally Catholic countries, a direct line from the 1958 blueprint to today's empty pews. A recent Vatican News editorial, February 2026, acknowledged a crisis of liturgical identity, but stopped short of admitting the engineered origins. Meanwhile, young Catholics are flocking to the traditional Latin Mass, desperate for the sacrifice their grandparents lost. The leaked 1958 memo isn't just a historical curiosity, it's the hidden hand that reshaped our worship. The question now is, can we rebuild what was deliberately dismantled?